I traveled back in time to find the secret behind Go Battle League. Ta 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 ta! Just kidding, we are diving together into 2023 with a line from 2020 or 2021. This team was pretty big back then, and of course we're having the Altaria upon the lead, at the back the Registeel with that Azumarill. You can see the synergy that is absolutely there, and of course we can cover a lot of meta threats with those three Pokemon, so that's why it is gonna work still here on 2023. Registeel able to take another move, this time the Shadow Ball, but we can land now the Zap Cannon for the overkill up against the Flyer. They decide to double block, and because we're getting here that weak connection message, we're gonna go down before even reaching to that Focus Blast, which is a bummer, and at this point we have to go in with our Altaria, but good news is that we have two shields to flex here, and of course we can absolutely tank those moves and all the energy that the Noctowl is having with our Altaria, while we can keep the two shields for the end game and the Azumarill. They get to the Machamp, which is a weird choice but still kinda wise, because now they are trying to farm me down, but I know better. As soon as I saw that Machamp returning into the battle, I immediately went for the Sky Attack and finished them off. They return now with the Noctowl, and I'm kinda obliged in using a move while I want to keep those two shields for the end game on whatever they have at the back, and they end up having, all ironically here, their own Azumarill. So I'm just gonna go now with the Play Rough, and I know that they might want to bait at this point, so I'm just gonna let that go through, and even if it is gonna be a Play Rough, we can still survive it, so why not do that? They end up having an Ice Beam, so everything is going according to plan, and we're gonna grab this victory eventually. As this battle is gonna take a while to unfold, I want to say a huge thank you to every single one of you that is supporting my channel through those years, and of course on the latest videos that I am gonna go pretty hardcore against Go Battle League, and I want to provide more teams and help more trainers in total. So with that said, now let's go ahead and focus into the next one, because Swampert is gonna be up on the lead, pretty solid lead for us, and at the back they have a Sableye. This time I will not go with my Registeel, but instead with my Azumarill, because we're having a pretty solid matchup against that Pokemon. Gonna get to the bait and the Ice Beam, they are gonna take it. Most Sableyes are gonna block here, and it was to my surprise that they didn't, but still we can pressure a lot after shielding once, of course, and we're expecting that Swampert to return into the battle. Perhaps I could have gone here for the Ice Beam, about the same amount of damage and still gonna put about 50%, but still we can reach to the next Ice Beam to get that shield out of the way, and I don't care at all about how much energy they might have on the Shadow Swampert. We got a Dragon type Pokemon that can absolutely wall down that Swampy. At the back they're having their Skarmory, and we're gonna go ahead and switch out at the 5th Air Slash, which is pretty neat for our Registeel, and we're gonna grab this victory eventually because they are getting algorithmed here, and now my Zap Cannon is gonna connect for big damage and lethal on the Skarmory, and Swampert at this amount of HP can do nothing up against us, especially when we have a shield up into play. Azumarill the next one, and guess what, this is super bad for us. We're gonna switch out to our own Azumarill, and it seems like they want to stay in. You know what, I'm pretty glad they did, because now my Altaria might have a safer environment at the back, and we can reach to those Play Roughs to do some real nice neutral damage at their Azumarill. It seems like they do not have Play Rough, but instead Ice Beam and Hydro Pump, which is pretty neat for my own Azumarill, because we can take one more Ice Beam or a Hydro Pump on our Azu, while we can definitely outspeed to the next Play Rough. Look at that, trainers, looking pretty wonderfully good with our Azu up against them. My Azu is also Excel, and at the back they have an Umbreon. So as it seems, things aren't looking that well for them. They're completely weak to Azu, and especially with their own Azu not having Play Rough, they're even weaker to that Pokemon. Anyways, I'm gonna let my Azumarill go down here. It doesn't matter at all, we still took a shield and their whole Azu out of play, and now my Altaria can still have a very good battle against the Umbreon, especially with that Moonblast. foul play can easily be taken while I'm trying to build to the Moonblast for the overkill against the Umbreon. Are they gonna block here? No, they are not. They did not faint. To my surprise, they still survived. I thought that Moonblast could pressure so much that they would faint, but anyways, at the back they have a Sableye, and if I can block here correctly the foul play, I would be on a very good spot. They end up having Shadow Sneak. Are you kidding me? And now Zap Cannon is gonna connect for big damage on the Sableye. They thought they could survive. This ain't happening, no today, trainer, and now they're gonna go down to my Registeel, so yeah, they back out eventually. Right now we're having the next battle with the Bastiodon up on the lead, another bad lead, and we're met up with that Shadow Victory Bell on the Switch. Things aren't looking that well, and if they have something like a Medicham on the back, well, the battle is already over. So let's see how this is gonna unfold, because we can still go in with our Altaria and try to take all those moves that they're gonna throw. Hopefully no Sludge Bomb here, but instead Acid Spray and Leaf Tornado, as it seems. So I'm just gonna take those moves, doesn't matter, still gonna be able to completely farm down, waiting for that Bastiodon to return. Let's see what their final Pokemon might be. No Sableye, but instead that Medicham, and yeah, we stand no chance here. I'm just gonna take the moves, and I believe that I have to go for that Zap Cannon, try to land that debuff if that is gonna be any help to us, but it isn't. So yeah, we're gonna lose this one due to hard counter, but we absolutely deserved it. We hard counter another opponent pretty earlier on this video, so yeah, gonna take this. Anyways, Medicham now on the in-between matchup, not the best, not the worst, but we managed to catch a nice punch on our Azumarill, and as it seems they do not have at all a Psychic, so I'm just gonna take advantage of that and try to completely get out of here with as much energy as possible. I'm gonna throw here the player up, thinking that they might survive, but they didn't. Anyways, at the back their final Pokemon is gonna be the Lantern, and of course knowing that they have a Lantern and a Noctowl, I'm pretty positive that my Altaria is gonna be on a very good spot overall. We can take those moves, just a Thunderbolt, and now we can pressure for the Sky Attack pressure in combination with our Trango Breaths. They still have 2 shields, but we got a whole Registeel at the back that we have kept hidden here, and now my next Sky Attack will be kinda fatal for them, so they have to shield at this point. I'm just gonna go in with the Azumarill because I want to avoid the matchup with the Lantern, and they can tank anything that they can throw. In return, we are so bulky that we simply exist to take moves, and yeah, this team is an absolute punching bag for Great League. You don't care at all about moves, especially when you have 2 shields. You can take pretty much anything. At this point, I'm just gonna block because I'm getting super close to a Zap Cannon, but instead I throw the Focus Blast because they are on the range of the Focus Blast. Down they go, they are shieldless, and this is gonna secure my next victory. Into the final one now, and we're having the Deoxys up on the lead. Kinda scary if they have Rock Slide, but still pretty neutral for my Altaria, and I'm just glad I don't have it up against my Registeel here, so I'm just gonna stay in against that Deoxys, and we're looking pretty cool at the back. They are having Eradicate. Are you kidding me? I know that I can take one move here, the Crunch, and then switch out to my Registeel to immediately finish it off. The reason I bring Registeel here and not the Azumarill is that I saw the Eradicate and I immediately thought that they might have another Dark type at the back, or something like an Obstagoon sharing the same typings like this Alolan Eradicate. So I'm just gonna finish it off with my Focus Blast, and then I will try to reach to another one, but first they have to throw their Thunderbolt, which we can survive, and we're gonna reach now to that potential Zap Cannon, but first I was pressing the Focus Blast, so that was a CMP. At the back they end up having indeed an ABB team style with that Porygon 2, but still it's a Porygon 2, pretty glassy, pretty frail, and those Lock-ons are never gonna be enough to finish us off. We have a choice to make though, because Zap Cannon is gonna deal so much damage to our Pokemon, so I need to shield here. However, they end up going straight for those Tri-attacks, and that is a bummer. I have no clue how quick they can charge up those Tri-attacks with those Lock-ons, so I have to be extremely careful. However, they are shieldless, and now my Sky Attack will connect for lethal damage, and that will secure my final victory for this video. Thank you for watching, trainers. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and if you want to support even more, well, joining as a member can always help with that matter. Thank you once again, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers.